For almost 30 years, the tactical airlift backbone of the Royal Netherlands Air Force belonged exclusively to one legendary American platform, the Lockheed Martin C-130 Hercules. But in June of 2022, the Dutch Ministry of Defense sent shockwaves through the North Atlantic Treaty Organization by rejecting the new American C-130J Super Hercules and selecting the Brazilian Embraer C390 Millennium in a procurement program valued at nearly 1.7 billion euros. The roots of this strategic pivot trace back to a compounding readiness crisis at Eindhoven Air Base, where the 336th Squadron operated four aging C-130H aircraft. By 2020, structural fatigue and surging maintenance burdens drove the mission-capable availability rate of the Dutch Hercules fleet below 60%. The critical turning point arrived during the high-tempo evacuation operations at Kabul Airport in August of 2021, where the slow cruise speed of roughly 540 kilometers per hour and restrictive cargo volume of the vintage turboprops severely strained critical emergency logistics. Dutch defense planners recognized that their original retirement timeline targeted for 2031 to 2033 was unsustainable. Escalating security demands across the eastern flank of the alliance required annual flight capacity to surge from 2,400 hours to 4,000 hours. When ministry evaluations concluded that four fast jet-powered C-390 airframes could match the cargo output of 5 C-130J aircraft, while providing faster response times and lower lifecycle operating costs, the decision became clear. The Royal Netherlands Air Force chose to abandon decades of tradition for a high-speed multi-role transport. Before we go on, did the Dutch make the right call by choosing jet speed over turboprop legacy? Tell us what you think in the comments, subscribe to the channel for more tactical defense breakdowns, and tell me where you are watching from. The core driver behind the Dutch selection process was a rigorous operational analysis that exposed severe logistical limitations in the legacy turboprop design. Following geopolitical shifts in Europe, after early 2022, the Royal Netherlands Air Force faced an urgent operational mandate to expand strategic mobility. Meeting the elevated quota of 4,000 annual flight hours under the European Air Transport Command framework required maximum efficiency per airframe. When Dutch defense analysts evaluated the Lockheed Martin C-130J-30 Super Hercules against the Embraer C390 Millennium, the mathematical modeling delivered surprising results. To deliver the baseline of 2,400 flight hours per year, the Air Force would have needed to procure 5 C-130J-30 airframes. In contrast, the superior cruising speed of the Brazilian jet meant that just 4 C-390 aircraft could achieve the exact same operational transport output. By finalizing an order for 5 C-390 airframes, the Netherlands secured the exact capacity needed to hit their 4,000-hour target without purchasing a larger surplus fleet. Operational availability metrics further widened the gap. Real-world operational deployments recorded by the Brazilian Air Force and early Portuguese military operations demonstrated mission-capable rates exceeding 93% for the C-390. This dramatically outperformed the 75 to 80% readiness rates commonly reported across comparable Western tactical airlift units. A major economic pillar supporting the C-390 was its twin International Aero Engines V2500E5 turbofan propulsion system. Because this core engine architecture is shared with thousands of commercial Airbus, A320 airliners worldwide, the Dutch military gained direct access to an established global commercial supply chain. This design choice dramatically lowered spare parts costs and reduced maintenance turnaround intervals compared to proprietary military turboprop systems. The Dutch Ministry of Defense concluded that the jet platform would save tens of millions of euros across its projected 30-year service lifecycle, while providing superior readiness for rapid deployment across the continent. On the tactical proving ground, physical specifications and payload dimensions created the most decisive contrast between the two competing airframes. The modern battlefield demands the rapid deployment of heavy motorized armor without extensive field disassembly. For the Royal Netherlands Army, the primary mechanized transport challenge centered on deploying the Boxer 8x8 armored vehicle and the Bushmaster protected mobility vehicle. The cargo bay of the C-130J30 measures 3.12 meters in width and 2.74 meters in height. This narrow cross-section makes it physically impossible to load fully configured Boxer armored fighting vehicles without stripping armor modules and exterior systems, which requires hours of complex reassembly at forward landing zones. In direct contrast, the C-390 Millennium features an expanded cargo hold measuring 3.45 meters wide and 2.95 meters high. This spatial volume allows Dutch forces to drive combat-ready Boxer and Bushmaster vehicles directly into the aircraft for immediate roll-on and roll-off combat deployment upon landing. Flight performance metrics further reinforce the technological generational leap. Powered by its twin turbofans, the C-390 reaches a high cruising speed of 870 km per hour, or Mach 0.80, compared to 660 km per hour for the turboprop C-130J. When deploying personnel or critical supplies from Eindhoven Air Base to NATO positions in Poland or Romania, the Brazilian jet shaves 40 to 60 minutes off every single flight leg. Survivability and versatility completed the technical evaluation. The C-390 achieves an operational service ceiling of 11,000 meters or 36,000 feet far above the 8,600-meter ceiling of the American airframe. This altitude allows Dutch pilots to cruise comfortably above severe weather turbulence and well out of the operational envelope of shoulder-fired man portable air defense missiles. Additionally, every Dutch airframe comes factory configured for rapid air-to-air refueling, capable of transferring fuel to Royal Netherlands Air Force F-35, a stealth fighters and tactical helicopters. Beyond raw technical metrics, the Dutch decision catalyzed a major structural shift across European defense cooperation. In April of 2024, the Netherlands joined forces with Austria in a historic joint procurement agreement finalized at the Farnborough International Air Show in July of 2024. By purchasing 9 C-390 aircraft together, with 5 designated for the Royal Netherlands Air Force and 4 for the Austrian Air Force, both nations unlocked unprecedented economies of scale. This bilateral framework established shared pilot simulation training centers and pooled spare parts depots throughout Central and Western Europe, drastically cutting operational overhead. Furthermore, the platform serves critical Dutch strategic interests, far beyond the European continent. With extended range and high-speed cruise capability, the C-390 can rapidly reinforce Dutch overseas territories in Aruba and Curaçao across the Caribbean Sea, while maintaining rapid logistical reach to support naval frigates operating across the Indo-Pacific theater. Deliveries scheduled between late 2027 and 2030 will firmly establish full operational capability for the 336 Squadron. The Dutch procurement shattered decades of market dominance by traditional American aerospace giants within the Atlantic Alliance. By prioritizing raw speed, modern cargo dimensions, and commercial lifecycle efficiency over historical supplier loyalty, the Netherlands triggered a domino effect that prompted other allied nations across Europe and Asia to reevaluate their tactical air fleets. The profound strategic lesson from Eindhoven is unmistakable: modern expeditionary warfare will no longer tolerate the operational delays of slow propeller logistics when rapid reaction can decide the outcome of a crisis. Has the era of the military turboprop officially come to an end, or will the rugged simplicity of propeller aircraft always hold a place in tactical airlift operations? Share your perspective in the comments below.